Sweetened breakfast cereals, which include popular commercial brands flavored with chocolate, honey, fruit, or frosted coatings, are deceptively dangerous for individuals with diabetes. Although often marketed as convenient and healthy options for breakfast, many of these cereals contain extremely high levels of added sugars, often exceeding the sugar content of candy per serving. The refined grains used in these cereals are rapidly digested, and the accompanying sugars are absorbed almost immediately into the bloodstream, causing sharp postprandial spikes in blood glucose levels. For someone with diabetes, whose insulin secretion is already impaired or whose cells are insulin resistant, these spikes place substantial stress on the pancreas and exacerbate insulin resistance over time. Repeated morning glucose surges can set the tone for unstable blood sugar throughout the day, making it more difficult to achieve overall glycemic control. The problem is compounded by the low fiber content of most sweetened cereals. Fiber naturally slows carbohydrate absorption, moderating blood glucose increases, but these products are stripped of bran, germ, and other beneficial components during processing. Without fiber, the body experiences rapid and dramatic increases in blood sugar, followed by reactive insulin surges that can lead to hypoglycemia later, creating a cycle of blood sugar instability. Over weeks and months, this repeated pattern contributes to worsening insulin resistance, pancreatic strain, and greater difficulty managing diabetes with diet or medication. Sweetened breakfast cereals are also highly caloric relative to their nutritional value. While they may provide fortified vitamins or minerals, the overall nutrient profile is poor, and these foods often contain added fats, sometimes unhealthy trans fats or hydrogenated oils, which further exacerbate metabolic dysfunction. Consuming these cereals regularly promotes weight gain, particularly visceral fat accumulation, which is strongly linked to insulin resistance, systemic inflammation, and increased cardiovascular risk. For individuals with diabetes, regular consumption increases the likelihood of developing or worsening comorbidities such as hypertension, dyslipidemia, and atherosclerosis, all of which significantly elevate the risk of heart attack, stroke, and kidney disease. Behavioral and psychological factors also play a role. Sweetened cereals are designed to be palatable and habit-forming, encouraging repeated consumption not just at breakfast, but as snack foods throughout the day. This reinforces cravings for sweet, processed carbohydrates, making it increasingly difficult to adhere to a balanced diabetic diet. Even small daily servings contribute to cumulative metabolic stress and can undermine efforts to maintain stable blood glucose levels. Research consistently shows that high intake of refined, sugar-laden breakfast cereals is associated with poor glycemic control, increased risk of type 2 diabetes progression, and elevated cardiovascular complications. Mechanistically, these foods produce rapid glucose absorption, exaggerated insulin demand, increased inflammatory responses, and contribute to long-term pancreatic and vascular stress. For individuals managing diabetes, sweetened breakfast cereals are far more than a minor dietary misstep. They are a persistent and potent contributor to metabolic deterioration. Avoiding them is essential for preserving glycemic stability, reducing insulin resistance, controlling weight, and mitigating the risk of severe long-term complications including cardiovascular disease, neuropathy, and kidney dysfunction. The cumulative, insidious effects make these seemingly innocent breakfast foods one of the most underestimated threats in the diabetic diet.